Welcome back. Sam Smith is back again with more attention-seeking vulgarity. They're never one to do things quietly in recent years. We have to remember call him they, their, them, even though there's only one of them. Remember the latex balloon at the Brits? But they've taken things up a notch, haven't they, with a new global tour criticised as hypersexualised and satanic. And apologise if you're easily offended for what you're about to see. Yeah, exactly. Well, joining me now is comedian James Barr and best-selling author of The Madness of Crowds, Douglas Murray. Well, Douglas, let me start with you. I don't get this Sam Smith thing. It just seems like every week he deliberately... I'm sorry, they, even though there's only one of them. Why is Sam Smith they?
No, please do address Douglas first, but I just need to correct you if you're going to misgender. That's how they identify themselves, Piers.
Why is one person they?
Because that's how they identify.
Why have I got to go along with it?
Because they've asked you to.
So what? No one's asked me to.
Even the Pope respects people's pronouns now.
I don't have to respect anybody's pronouns.
Well, that's fine, as long as that's your decision.
My pronoun is hottest man in the world.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to call you that,
Well, go on then.
Some may disagree, but if that's what you are, then cool, I will address you as the hottest man in the world.
Throughout the entire interview?
Throughout the entire interview.
OK, let's stick to that. Douglas, let's come back to you. You don't have to call me the hottest man in the world, even if you're thinking it. Sam Smith. To me, he's just on an ever-deteriorating campaign to be as vulgar and offensive as he possibly can. Am I missing something?
He's doing what pop stars have done for decades, which is trying to shock as a means to get publicity. And, of course, it's pretty successful. I mean, we're talking about him at the moment. But it's striking that it's sort of very unoriginal. I mean, all the stuff he's doing, the sort of over-sexualized stuff, the sort of satanic stuff. Madonna did this 40 years ago. Pop stars have done this and more for decades now. I think the only thing that Sam Smith has got sort of going for him on this, and the thing that actually is making people notice him on this, is that, first of all, he keeps sort of throwing these bollards in the way of everyone by changing his alleged gender all the time. Yeah.
Okay,
he came out some years ago.
Wait a second, James. I'll bring you in.
He came out many years ago as gay, and then he said he was actually gender queer, and then he said he was non-binary, and he said he didn't know what it meant. Of course he didn't, because there's no such thing. But he said that they were going to. He said that he thought that he was gender queer, and he didn't know what it meant, but he said that he would explain it someday when he did know. And I sort of think, if you're going to make everyone else distort the language, you should know what you're talking about first. So he does that to get publicity, obviously. And the other thing he does is he does this sort of taking all his clothes off stuff. And the thing that makes it different from other people is that when, I don't know, Justin Timberlake or Rihanna or someone stripped down, they do so because they look good, like their bodies look good. Sam Smith is like pudgy and very ugly. And so people look at it and he looks ridiculous. And the problem is that he's saying, don't ridicule me. But it's hard not to ridicule people when they present themselves
as disgusting.
Ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
OK, on that point, I completely agree. Why say don't ridicule me when you deliberately make yourself look ridiculous?
No, that is disgusting. That is a completely disgusting.
Well, it is disgusting, yeah. We do find it disgusting.
No, what you're saying is
Why?
disgusting.
We're allowed to find it disgusting.
No, you are not.
Yes,
you
I
can't
am.
keep commenting on what people look like all the time.
Yes, I can.
If
they're going to dress like that on a stage in front of millions of people around the world, absolutely I can.
Thank you for getting the pronoun correct. I really appreciate that. Listen,
did I?
Douglas, yes, you did.
Well, have you called me mine?
Hottest man in the world, Piers, according to Selma and yourself.
Yeah.
Listen, the Pope recently said they completely accept every gender identity and that everyone is a child.
Why should anyone be compelled to use a pronoun from someone who's changed their own identity 3 times in 3 years?
I just want to go back as well.
Also another reason I'm saying.
Actually, I think it's very important to note that other pop stars have done this, including Lewis Capaldi, who recently did a campaign where he was naked on a billboard, and there were nowhere near as many vile comments at Lewis Capaldi's body. The only reason there's a problem for Sam doing it is because you aren't happy with his gender identity because it makes you feel insecure.
No, I don't care about his gender identity. I just don't feel I can be compelled to use pronouns. I don't care about that.
That's fine. Don't use them if you don't want to. That's wrong, but that's totally
Well, you just told me I had to.
No, I think you should, but if you don't want to,
so I don't have
decision. Piers, Shut up.
Well, I'm not Piers. I'm hottest man alive.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So you're changing your name now. You're no longer.
But my point about Sam Smith is, it's just an orgy of, in my view, narcissistic, self-indulgent, deliberately shocking stuff. And Douglas has got a point. He looks terrible.
Okay, so
why would you do this?
You're friends with Ozzy Osbourne, right?
Yeah.
And Ozzy Osbourne ate a bat's head on stage.
Yeah.
That could be considered vulgar. I mean, he basically
Ozzy Osbourne never did anything like this.
He started the COVID pandemic.
You
and
can't
you're
seriously
upset
think
about
this.
Sam Smith getting their tits out.
You can't seriously think what we're looking at here is actually anything other than ridiculous.
No, I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think it's brilliant. I think it's sexy. I think it's inspirational.
You think that's sexy?
That is, and that's someone.
Do you think what we're looking at right now is